Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to exploration videos on 7.4. Today is going to be 7.4.6 Immovable Object, Power Technician and Dress Code. It will start with Mr. Sinister as a defender and end with Hood. Pretty easy, pretty fun path. This is an alternative easy path if you want to do. The nodes are going to be Power Technician, Immovable Object, Dress Code, Enhanced Parry, Armor Up and Special Burst Lockdown. So with your tech attackers, if they have an armor up buff, whenever they will parry the opponent, they will do a power drain, and whenever they will do a power drain, they will get a fury, increasing their damage by 35%, and you can stack it 10 times, so you can get 350% extra damage. A movable object at every 5 hits you on your attacker's combo meter, you're gonna get a steadfast buff that will help you parry an unblockable attack. And going with that is dress code, so defender is passively unblockable, but the ability is disabled if the defender has an armor up. So use champions that have armor up and use tech champions so you can get the extra furies. You can use somebody like Colossus as well, somebody else with armor up, but it's more advisable to use champions with tech, so you can not only have the armor up, so you can block them passively, but also you can get the furies and finish this one faster. Some handy pre-fights will be with War Machine, Odin and also Heimdall. And for your mastery setup, Resonate will help you against Kang, that is going to be the boss, and the node is going to be Slipstream Energize. More on it later in the video. And for my masteries this time around, I am running a suicide setup because most of the champions are going to be robots, or my boss takedown is with Mole Man, so they are all good for suicides. You can choose not to have them as well. So the first fight is going to be against a Mr. Sinister. Now pretty easy straightforward fight. Use a tech champion with armor up because you can keep him below 1 bar of power, and whenever you will power burn him, you will get a fury buff on yourself that will increase your damage by 35%, and you can stack 10 of those, so you can get damage up to 350%. Now I'm using a Guillotine 2099. If I use a special one, that is also power burn, so I will get a fury with that as well. But I'm trying not to because I am running suicides and I'm trying to save health. You can use other champions as well. Vision works very well here. Also Warlock works very well. But remember, if you bring in a tech champion that does not have an armor up, your defender is going to be unblockable, and you will have to intercept and land 5 hits before you get the steadfast buff, and then only you can parry. So it's something to take care about. But again, if you just bring in tech champions with armor up, it's a very easy and fun path, and all the extra damage helps you kill the opponents faster. I am using Guillotine 2099, so the advantage of not being able to crit also works against Mr. Sinister. So Guillotine 2099, the new Falcon, Sam Wilson, and also Warlock as well as Guardian have some good options against your Mr. Sinister. Next up is going to be a M.O.D.O.K, probably the most annoying fight. Now you've noticed I've started with Ultron, and there is an unblockable on M.O.D.O.K, and I am trying to get 5 hits onto him so I can get the steadfast buff. So I am just staying back, trying to intercept. Got 1 hit down, 3 hits down. Now I need 2 more before I get the steadfast buff on me, and just evaded the SP1, and again I just need 1 more hit. Once I have this buff, now I can easily parry him, and once I parry him, I will get an armor up, so now I don't need to worry about it because Ultron has his own armor. So all I need to do is to parry and heavy my way, and I'll be able to finish him off. Just be careful, you don't make premeditated parries and heavy because Ultron has evade, so he might evade and the distance will be more, and you miss the heavy. I think that will happen with me right now. But apart from that, pretty straightforward fight. The better option here is going to be a Warlock if you have it. Just parry and heavy because Warlock also also bleeds and also crits on his heavy attack, so he is a much better option here. Or you can also bring in Hulkbuster, just take M.O.D.O.K to a corner and just start unloading those heavy attacks with the power lock. That also works really well, and because you're using a tech champion, you will get those furies that will make the fight shorter as well for you. So this is the annoying fight. You just have to play slowly and carefully and just use parry and heavy. Next up is going to be a bishop against OG Vision. Now this is another example where I don't have 5 steadfast buff, or I don't start with an armor up, so I have to land on 5 combos with an 5 hit combo with an intercept so I can get a steadfast buff, and once I do parry, that is converted into an armor up. So that's how this works. So now this passively unblockable buff goes away from the opponent. Now you can play normally. Now what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to use parry and my powered burns to keep him below 1 bar of power, so he does not throw any specials, just to be safe. But if you do find yourself that it's not working much, the power gain, you can always push him to an SP2, which is much more easily evadable, but SP1 can be a bit annoying with all of his incinerate damage. So I hope that helps, guys. I'll see you on the next fight. And then you have an Overseer. Now Overseer is also a pretty easy champ to deal with. Just try to just always parry him with the tech champion so you can power burn him so he does not throw his specials, because if you throw his special attack, there's a chance that he will be auto blocked, and there's also stun immunity for a little cooldown, so the fight becomes annoying for no reason. So just keep him below 1 bar of power, use the armor up with the tech champion to your advantage, and power burn with the parry or even with your SP1 so you can gain those fury charges faster, and you can finish off this fight fast as well. Next up is going to be a Havok. Now this is also a fun fight. Just bring in a champion that has armor up and is a tech champion. Now because his first hit cannot be parried, it's much easier to keep him power burn because you can do 2 quick parries in with re-parry technique. So once you do that, you will be draining power more, you'll be getting furies faster, and then you can easily annihilate him. I'm using a guillotine 2099, so I started with 100 hits, so that really helps. And I'm going to try to end up the fight with 100 hits as well. Other champions work as well. All of the options are given there. Anybody with armor will do good against Mr. Plasma, Mr. Havok. So nothing else to this fight, guys. Just simply roll through it, and I'll see you on the next one. And the final fight before the boss is going to be a Hood, very easy and pretty regulation fight. I brought in a Guardian just for the showcase, otherwise I don't really need him. My Warlock and my other champion were locked in the War and AQ, so I couldn't bring them in for this part. So I just brought in who I've got, so I had a 5-star Guardian that I'm using. So all I'm trying to do is to parry and keep his power below 2 bars of power. His SP1 is easily evadable, so you can push him no problem. Once you have those 11 charges, just throw your SP2 and that should be the death of Hood. And nothing really difficult about this fight, just keep him to an SP1 and everything else works out itself. And then we have the Kang fight. Now if you don't know the mechanics of Kang, I would highly suggest you to see my 7.4.6 easy path video. Just go on YouTube and write 7.4.6 easy path with MCOC noob and it will show up. There I go in depth of all about this fight, so we can discuss it in more detail there. If not, the infographic before this one should be enough to give you all the info that I'm gonna walk you through anyway. So I brought in a mole man and I've used Odin synergies with me for the X unique buffs. The reason for having unique buffs is though I can do more damage in the wounded state of Kang. How will I get the wounded state? I need to get 10 of those the slipstream charges that you see on the top left of my screen. To get them, there are 4 ways. I can parry him and try to attack him. Once I do that, he's gonna evade me very quick and he's gonna throw a beam. If I evade that beam, I get 1 slipstream charge. Second one is heavy attack. I can bait the heavy attack out and I can do the same, try to attack him back. He will evade and throw a beam, and once I evade that beam, I will get another slipstream charge. Same is on the intercept. I can intercept him, he will do the same. And this the last one is special intercept. He will throw a special. If I evade that and go back in to hit him, he's gonna evade me again and throw a beam towards me that I have to dodge. Whenever I dodge that, I will get a slipstream charge. Once I have 10 charges, he goes into a wounded state, and when he's in the wounded state, for every unique buff I have on myself, my damage will be increased by 30%. So that's the first node. So there's a lot going on here. There's more details in my other video. This one is just for you to enjoy the gameplay, and I'll see you once the phase 2 starts. Phase 2 is the same thing. You can only ban one, you will have only one banned slipstream opening, so you cannot repeat that. So for example, right now you see it's a stun icon, so I cannot parry and try to hit. So what I can do, I can either intercept him, right, just like there I intercepted him, or I could have gone for him throwing a heavy. Again, I just did the parry one. Now I did parry him, did not hit him because I don't want to get stunned, and again with an heavy attack I get another slipstream charge. So once you get used to the icons, you understand what the icons are, then the suggested openings that you could do with your slipstream are already mentioned to make it easier for you. I always start with the parry, then right after parry I know I will have to bait out a heavy, and once those are out of the way, I will charge into him. Either he will be throwing a special or he will trying to charge at me, but then I will be able to intercept him. So that works for me most of the time. Then before you know it, within 2 cycles you have enough slipstream charges to start hitting him. So yeah guys, nothing again too difficult. This Kang fight is much more easier than the other ones. You just need practice, and I think this fight is very much soloable. It all depends on your unforced errors as a human. And the third phase is going to be where Kang takes extra damage during wounded stage with any buffs on you. So I am using a mole man with all of those unique buffs and the pre-fights from Odin. So I will be able to do some damage to him, and I will be able to bring him down to phase 4. I do die quite a bit in phase 4 as well, so keep a lookout at that. But it's a much easier fight considering bringing in mole man. So if you have a mole man with Odin's energies, he works really well. He helped me get past to two or three of these phases, and then on the final phase I had to bring in Ultron to finish off the fight. Remember, from phase 3, 2 actions will be banned that are showing on the top right of the screen, so just be wary about those. If you're using a parry and heavy, do not use them again. Use an intercept or a special intercept. Both of them will work fine here, so just be wary about having the memory to check what are the charges up there. That's why these icons will come in very handy, so make sure before you make your first attempt or you make your best attempt, make sure you have all of these icons down and you know what's coming up next. And the fourth and the final phase is going to be that that Kang will take extra damage in wounded stage for each debuff on him, and also within 80 seconds, if you don't give him damage or do not change his phase, he is going to call his ship on top with Avengeros and throw an SP3 and kill you off. And again, be careful with the slipstream charges, do not repeat the last two ones. Currently it's a stun and a heavy attack, so I know I have to intercept or only do a special intercept. Luckily he throws a special, so I will go intercept him right there, so that works for me. So just be wary about that, just follow the right rotations on the slipstream, and that's about it. Try to finish a phase underneath 80 seconds before you get an SP3, and that's about it, guys. This boss has been pretty much easier than the other one, so I hope this helps, guys. And make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the post notifications. All of that really helps me out a lot and helps me grow the channel. And apart from that, guys, I hope you all have an amazing day, and I'll see you next time.